Oh, nothing?
Nah, it was funny to get the bloopers. Comrade Austin.
Oh, whatever. All right, greetings, citizens of the world. This is a public broadcast from Area 22 Productions. Do not avert your eyes. Pay close attention to what I'm going to say. Failed to comply under penalty of being slightly...
Slightly annoyed.
Yeah, slightly annoyed. Tell us about me, Ocean. Mike, we're doing propaganda.
I know, I came up with the idea.
Did you know?
Yeah, I actually did.
So in a pure propagandist sort of fashion, or rather Soviet fashion, we have our ration of bread here, Mike.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's our ration of bread.
Single ration. What have you done?
What? Some for me, some for you.
But it's like barely any there for me.
I should have eaten it faster.
Okay, so I guess that's my share. Okay, on with the show. Anyway. Tell us something about me, Ocean. Live it, breathe it, believe in it.
But move on with it.
Okay, move on with it. Using visual representations in propaganda campaigns benefit the propagandist in three main aspects, Mike.
Yeah, this was my idea.
Okay.
I don't think we really need to, like, we should explain what propaganda is first.
Well, what is propaganda then?
Propaganda is using colorful and pretty, or at least an eye-grabbing piece of art, in this case, to grab attention, to convey a message, usually a biased one. Like, like you should buy Eddie Ojada's hot sauce, or else.
Eddie Ojada's Twisted Hot Sauce, or else you'll be visited in the night by our secret society, who will bang on your door with hot sauce.
Twisted hot sauce.
Twisted hot sauce.
Twisted. You have to remember the twisted.
Yeah. You gotta
that's the whole point.
Yeah, you gotta remember the twist.
Did.
Yeah, hot sauce.
Yeah, buy it.
On Amazon, or I think there's a website for it.
1 second. I'm really good at my job.
Yeah, he's really good at his job, folks. He doesn't get paid because bread, you know.
Yeah, I mean.
Not money bread, bread.
Yeah, exactly. That's what this.
Might pay my fucking dinner.
We get paid in crouton. No, that's not a crouton. It's a garlic.
It's a garlic knot. No, it's bread. There's no garlic bread in Russia.
TwistedHotSauce.com.
TwistedHotSauce.com.
It's on the bottle.
It's also on the bottle that we didn't read.
Oh, is it actually? It is on the bottle.
Oh, well, it's on the back. We got an excuse. Actually, we have less than an excuse. It's facing us. Well, I can't read.
You said that to me with a straight face. It was really funny.
And keep your eye on the chat on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
I turned my phone off.
Yeah, like, I don't know how we're supposed to do that.
Let me turn my phone back on.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we're thinking.
Now we're thinking true propagandist thoughts.
Yes.
Yeah,
All right. Let's get on with the episode. We only have so many seconds and minutes.
And hours. First, images present the campaign message to a wider and more varied audience. So, you don't need to worry yourself with, like, translating words to every single language that there is if you just present an
obvious picture.
Yeah, a very obvious picture.
A pretty picture.
Yeah, or just one depicting something that's very obviously like what you're looking at.
Yes.
Then it's completely unnecessary.
Yes, as I look at my phone and ignore you.
This allows a literate and foreign population to fall into the influence of propagandist tactics.
Oh, yeah?
And the second one is the images present a clearer and more explicit message than just mere words. So basically, it's
like exaggeration, like cartoons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like political cartoons with, like, where
it's like really obvious, is like the fat cat, like there's like a morbidly obese cat, and that's like big business.
Yeah.
With all the money.
Or Garfield.
Garfield, and like the mice are like the starving blue collar workers.
Exactly.
Crap like that.
Yeah. Different cultures give varying meaning to certain words and phrases. A picture will clarify the message conveyed by words.
Did you know it's 25 degrees outside?
Yeah. Propaganda. I'm gonna go out there and figure it out for myself. You can't control me.
I go.
Yeah.
Let's see you.
It's probably spring out there. I'm gonna go out there naked.
All right, so go ahead.
Yeah. Fantastic.
We must equally distribute the hot sauce.
Wait, what?
That's a comment.
Wait, what?
That's one of the comments.
What did it say?
I just said we must equally distribute the hot sauce.
Seize the means of spiciness.
Yeah, seize the means, boys.
Seize the memes.
Carpe diem.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, the other one's not something I should say out loud. All right, continue.
Third, pictures give. Is that the Twitch chat or the Facebook chat?
Facebook.
Okay. Third, pictures give political messages to a more emotional appeal.
Oh yeah, they're generally biased. Like propaganda has a pretty negative connotation to it,
Yeah, most.
and you'll find
propagandas.
out in like just a couple of minutes.
When viewing a picture, people automatically attach a storyline to the visual representation, bringing personal feelings and contemporary influences to the image. So, it's basically just like you said,
Yeah,
like invoking like your deeper.
I know it's what it said because this is my idea.
By associating the picture with part of their life, the viewer more readily accepts the propagandist message.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's basically if it's pretty and it looks good, then yeah.
yeah, it's important. So I got some questions for you, Mike.
All right,
Since this is your idea.
Yeah.
What does a propagandist have to gain from influencing the masses?
Getting what they want, like whatever. You can make propaganda for anything, and as long as anybody follows it, you succeeded.
Yeah.
Like most propaganda that we're thinking about is like to enlist, and that generally has worked. Like you know, if you make it seem like mimetic,
It's
memes.
mimetic.
Propaganda is memes, basically.
Yeah,
If you could put
just like God.
something, if you could put something to a picture, you could basically are better off. Like if Uncle Sam tells you to go to the war, it's like, oh well, Uncle Sam's like look, he's a wise figure I saw on a poster, so at least I'm doing it for something. If I had nothing else to do it with, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, this invoking that sort of need to commit to an act of duty, a spirit of righteousness.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting. What are narratives and what role do they play
Narratives?
in creating propaganda?
Isn't a narrative a type of book?
No. Well, I mean, no.
What do you mean narrative?
Steve, what's the definition of narrative?
No, I know what a narrative is. It means like you're narrating something.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, Mike.
Yes, it is.
It's not the definition. He's
While
gonna
he
look it
looks
up.
While he looks that up, let me peep the face comments.
Let me bring this over here.
There ain't nothing there.
A spoken word or written account of connected events, a story, or in the form of or concerned with narration.
You mean like what I just said?
No.
That's exactly what I just said.
Well, maybe I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not. Maybe my brain's not working too much because I'm not getting enough nutrients because you freaking keep eating most of the bread that we're given.
Oh, sorry.
Come on. I got a wife and kids.
I don't care. So what question do you need to know? Do you need to be answered?
So what roles do narratives have to play in propaganda?
Oh.
Like stories and stuff like that.
Well, a lot of them do depict the story, or sometimes it makes you feel like you're part of the story.
Yeah.
That's all I can really answer, honestly.
Like, well, what I definitely know is that if a narrative is widely accepted through propaganda, it makes creating more propaganda like it easier.
Yeah.
Like a lot easier.
Jeez, my voice got so weird. But yeah. No, I see what you mean, though. Like, you feel like you're a part of history, basically. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're looking at something that could easily be in a history book.
One
Yes.
one phrase I hate so much is like, "Oh, you're on the wrong side of history."
Yeah, that's dumb. I don't even. That's the first time I've ever heard it. But I already know it's dumb.
Truly the wisest among us, Mike.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
But I mean, it's just because the information that they're getting that from is just it's either from like one or maybe two people or from some really wealthy people who just like have so much connections that they automatically just think that they can impose like this idea on other people. like, oh, you're on the wrong side of history, on the right side of history. I'm on the right side of history. So,
Well, it's kind of hard for like, all right,
What made you
let's
assess
say
that?
in World War II, like it's really obvious who's on the right and who's on the wrong. So if you really looked at somebody in America who's like, I'm on the wrong side of history, they look like an idiot.
I mean,
Well-
if you lose, it looks like you're on the wrong side of history. History's written by the winners.
yeah.
Well, yeah, exactly. So like that, and we won, so it'd make even less sense for him to say it.
Yeah, it's like what people don't understand is that like, what was this quote? It was a quote by like I think a famous Enlightenment philosopher. I think he said like the first casualty of war is truth or something like
I don't know. What's the next question? Something like that.
that. Yeah, but no, it's important because like it's I mean with war it's like that really is the first casualty because you get all these like enlistment pictures, all these
Yeah.
propaganda pictures. Like we're gonna look at one of the like a piece detailing like I think the Bolshevik Revolution.
I thought you said the BS revolution for a second.
No.
I was laughing.
What does propaganda say about the nature of truth, Mike? Mike.
What did you just call me?
No, I fudged. I like merged I and K together by accident.
Nick.
Okay. His name's Mick now.
Mick Jagger.
So anyway, you said,
What's propaganda say about the nature of truth?
oh yeah. Well, first of all, again, a lot of it's biased, and it doesn't divulge into like any details. It just tells you to do something. Like there's no, I would say there's not a lot of truth in it, and there's not supposed to be, and you can't really expect there to be. It's just telling you to do something.
Yeah.
Like there's like some truth to like what you have to do, but it's not gonna divulge. Like it's not supposed to.
Basically, like the truth is anything you want it to be.
Yeah, like it's hard to say for like things like war, but for something like campaigning against a certain other like product or something,
Yeah.
it could be wrong, you know. Like if Coke was like, Pepsi sucks, and Pepsi's like, no, Coke sucks. Like how much truth gets based on opinion, so like you can't really
Yeah.
things like that like is pointless, and there is propaganda like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't drink this, it's better. Oh, says who? Me.
I guess it's like how much freedom is it right to give people? You know, like what if there's
Yeah, none.
yeah.
My bread.
Mike, come on. At least I have this water. No, please. But
I think I'm mixing up I think I'm mixing up communism with something different. What's the one where they just take things?
authoritarianism?
Yeah, I like that one better.
No.
Mike can't.
It's just a little piece left. God damn it. How am I supposed to live?
Not my problem.
Anyway. But yeah, no, it's about how it's like I know I think there was another quote by this really famous
I like how you just touched garlic bread and you're just rubbing your eyes. That's really gross.
how else am I supposed to enjoy it now? There's only a little piece there.
Yeah. Oh well.
Like he was saying how like never let the truth get in the way of a good story. Basically, it's a very well known phrase.
Oh yeah. If you have to lie to make up story, like I do that all the time. like fudge a story to make it sound like it's way cooler than it really was. You can do that easy. Like, oh, I got out of bed and I
Like Mike's Mysteries.
yeah, like Mike's Mysteries. Like, oh, I got out of bed and I stepped on a Lego and I propelled myself down the stairs and friggin' I don't know. This
Died.
isn't going anywhere.
Died.
I try to make it sound like I don't know. It's not easy to come up with a cool story after you just got out of bed. Unless if like something rated M is involved.
Oh my god.
Not M, friggin' R. Sorry.
Neat.
Something rated R, you know? It's
Mike's
like,
life is a video
I just
game.
got out of bed after I was done doing your mother. And then like something like that. Like, obviously, that's not what happened.
What are
but-
you talking about, Mike?
Well, it makes you more involved, you know? 'Cause,
Oh.
like, he's like, oh, he just said something about my mother. I'm going to listen to him so I could be more angry at him.
Yeah.
But then the story gets funnier, so like, it wasn't so bad. There's a hook, you know? There's a spin. You have to lie to get that hook in that spin, but whatever.
Yeah.
They got people to stick around. They got people to stick around.
Mike, the propagandist. Literally the freaking leader of the Strozzi.
Steve, I don't know what this means.
Oh, he's just
Oh.
pointing at me.
Yeah, move up.
All right.
I don't know what this is supposed to convey. Friggin' spin around the swivel chair once?
No, I guess keep going. But anyway,
Oh.
explain a story about how your thoughts have been motivated by propaganda, Mike.
I tried not smoking to the best of my ability for 19 years. I don't know, that's something. Anti-smoking propaganda, oh my god, lobbying for smoking, lobbying against smoking. Stuff like, I think we have been exposed in our generation, considering, you know, smoking has been cracked down as being bad back in the day, wasn't.
Yeah.
So now I think we're most exposed to that form of propaganda.
Especially like the Just Say No campaign. Like I saw this really
Yeah.
funny picture about that little. They had this little lion that was the mascot of like the Just Say No to Drugs campaign.
Oh, the Dare Lion?
Yeah.
And like it was filled with not true things. See, that's propaganda. Like it was, those pamphlets were filled with incorrect things.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, if you smoke weed, all of your brain cells are going to explode and you're going to be stupid and you're not going to get into a good high school. Not even worried about college.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like,
I remember the pictures. It had a picture of him and it said, "We let this guy down."
or like sometimes like propaganda just falls flat in his face. Like I was watching television and there was like
First
vaping makes you 4 times likely to smoke cigarettes. All right, but that doesn't make vape sound inherently bad. Like, you know, if you want me to not vape, I don't vape. Not like Steve, but like
I haven't never.
but like that's not gonna prevent me from doing it. You're just saying that you're admitting it's not as bad as smoking, but like saying that it can make you smoke. It doesn't really stop anybody. Like, oh, it has 20 times more nicotine than a pack of cigarettes. I don't care. I don't know what nicotine does, and you didn't explain what nicotine does to the human body. So why am I supposed to suddenly care? You know, I think propaganda misses the point. It wants you to stop doing something, but doesn't give you a good reason as to why.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess to use how political can I get?
Not very.
Not biased.
Be very open-minded and centralist.
Okay, I can do that.
Can you?
I hate liberal. Like,
No, I mean, like, I'll give you an instance of pure propaganda back when, I guess, back during, like, I think the 2008 election or something.
canceled.
No. No, during the, I mean, I know when Joe Biden basically, like, told, like, that whole crowd of, like, African-American folks that the Republicans are going to put him back in chains.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
What does this have to do with propaganda?
Could I have said that? Should I?
Do you have like sources to back that? 'Cause-
No, there's a video of him. There's a video of him saying it. Like you can look it up. Like he's like, yeah. He's like, they're gonna put you all back in chains. Like
He didn't say that.
he said that. You can bring it up. You can bring it up if you want.
I am not doing that.
Okay, so but no, he definitely did say that.
What did that do with propaganda?
Huh? Oh, well, because at the time, like I would be like, Jesus Christ, you know. Like,
Well, also
you're gonna put us back in
everyone
chains.
was busy looking at, and we'll get to this picture eventually, like Obama's like actual advertising for himself. People were focused on that. They weren't worried about what Joe Biden was doing.
Well, no, but it was a really big thing for him to say.
The only president I could think, the only vice president in our lifetime that's really said it, well, not said or done anything that could catch attention, but like you talk about it like every day was like Al Gore with like global warming, because that was like interesting to talk about for some reason.
No, I mean that's I guess another kind of example of propaganda. Even though climate change,
It's definitely like, you know.
it's happening, but like so many of the statements he made and like it's
At the time were like were maybe incorrect, but that was like a popular. It's possible like I don't know. It wasn't as well researched.
But by then he already made like so much money.
Well,
like is the fact that he was making like there's the fact that he made like a ton of money on it like make it seem like it was propaganda, and the fact that it was wrong or like
No,
is
it
it
just looked like normal like research, I guess.
But I guess the thing is that he wasn't like it didn't come across as research. It came across as like him trying to put forward like a narrative, you know, like that here's the things that you need to do.
Yeah. All right. We should probably catch up so we can make sure we can look at these beautiful pieces of art.
All right, arts study. Studying propaganda art. Let's get started on that.
Let me put my so-called boomer goggles on, or as our fans would like to call them.
I mean, Mike, you are a boomer after all.
Okay, I'm 21.
Going on 34.
God, they look so bad. Because they used to have anti-glare on them, but I rubbed it off with a chemical at work, so now, like...
With a chemical.
They make it so, like, the glare refracts even worse into my eyes. Driving is a nightmare. That's why I don't do it very often.
Basically going blind.
Yep.
Alright, image one.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, that's mine. That's one I did.
Yeah.
Change over to a victory job. It was an Australian one. It's basically Australian Rogie the Riveter. Just during World War II, they wanted to goad people into joining women especially, to join the workforce. And,
join the industrial sector.
Yeah, so that they could help out. And I don't know, what do you think about the use of colors and such?
Well, I mean, obviously you got. Wait, no, that's not the Union Jack. I'm sorry. You got the Australian flag there, and you have the color. You have the red colors like to really pop out in contrast to the black and the white.
Yeah.
That's
Then
what
you see her pointing like at you.
Yeah, is she pointing?
No, I guess she's not.
I think she's like grabbing like some kind of like.
She's getting your attention.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, like me.
It's a really good piece, and it does drive home the idea of it.
All right, next piece. And then famous Uncle Sam.
I want you
His
for the U.S. Army.
His lore is really deep, actually. Like, there's so many people who like claimed. There's so many things that people claim to have, like how they got him, but the actual artist's name for that is here.
Which is it?
The sound of paper on the mic must be beautiful.
Really?
James Montgomery Flagg is his name. And yeah, what do you get from it?
I mean, you can obviously tell, like, as a man of authority, the sort of American iconography, the star on his hat, the fact that he's pointing, you know.
And the fact he's old.
Yeah.
Like, he looks wise, you know.
The thing I really like about, the thing that's really interesting about propaganda is that it always tries in some way to involve you.
Yeah.
You, the viewer, into it. And again, like, use of red letters to sort of make the message pop, like you. Like, the subject is you.
The white background to really make it drive home the point. You know?
Exactly, to make everything
It would
pop
stick
out.
out on a building, too.
Exactly.
All right, next piece. Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah, Rosie River.
Most of us.
Visiting.
How riveting.
Yeah. Apparently, it wasn't like that. Apparently, during World War II, it wasn't like that scene. It was more so in the 80s when they were like found it, they like it resurfaced. People started taking it as like a feminist movement type thing.
Yeah.
But back in World War II, it was meant for to get women to join the workforce. You know.
Yeah.
Like back, it went from like 1% of women working to like I think 70% of women working.
In what span of time?
Just over the course of World War II as a whole.
Mm.
All right, next piece.
It's really awesome.
Really descriptive.
Well, you see the red and the blue, you know. You see the. All right, this is another one from World War II. Oh, I forgot to mention also Uncle Sam's is also that poster is made for World War I and II. Anyway.
Yeah.
This one's is encouraging blue collar and white collar workers to work together, and basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could tell the labor with the blue collar, getting his sleeve up, management getting his white coat. You know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, trying to get us. It encouraged like the higher ups and the lowers to like work together.
Yeah.
In this time of need.
I guess in the wake of like communist sort of, you know, of the rise in communism in certain parts of the world,
It might be
especially.
making a statement like about like why capitalism's good or something.
Well, it's making a statement why the division of labor might be good.
yeah.
Like, or rather, it not necessarily why it's good, but the fact that we can work together despite it, you know?
Yep.
keep them firing, you know, that sort of thing. It's especially like the usage of like exclamation points to.
And I feel like art like this isn't inherently bad in the way propaganda gets, because it looks more like words of encouragement that some people may need.
Well, the thing is that like propaganda isn't. We kind of put it as a negative connotation, but it really is just a neutral force. You know, like you don't have to actually believe it, but there's just elements of it that make you want to believe it, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
Like the fact that you have the exclamation points, the red ticket. Like again, like with all these propaganda pieces, there's always like a red word that word is driving the point home. Like, oh, together. And at that point, you don't even really need to read the rest of it, and you can see the blue and the white collar, and you can just make the assumption that they're working together.
The symbolism behind the red.
What is it?
In the American flag, red represents the blood lost by the soldiers.
Oh
Yeah.
So in American propaganda is really emphasized in that respect.
Yeah, you're right.
Next piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, next piece.
Let's do it.
No, that's I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Who was that?
No, that's President Barack Obama
Oh, really?
during his 2008 campaign. This is made by street artist. Why don't you read that name for me?
Shepard Fairey.
Yes, he made it, and I don't know. What do you notice about it?
Well, obviously the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, that's like the first thing. Also, the words "hope." Like it's such a simple message, but like
Uses a very flattering sort of shot of him.
during that time, during like most of the 2000s, hope was running pretty low.
Yeah.
So that's like a reassuring thing to see.
I mean, people at that point just didn't. I mean, I think this is objectively clear. People just didn't want any more of Bush. Like they didn't want anything. They didn't want any more of like Bush or like.
They don't want anything. They don't want any more war, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
They wanted hope and change.
That's kinda what they got.
It originally did say change.
yeah.
It said a lot of words, but hope. This is the most common one. And it also makes use of Obama's portrait because
His bust.
no matter, like, he was generally pretty charismatic.
Yeah, very
Like,
charismatic.
even if you didn't really, well, I guess if you didn't like him, you just didn't like him. But if you did like him, it's a reassuring face to see.
Yeah.
All right, next piece. Oh,
This is another propaganda piece. I don't actually know when exactly it was that it was created, but it's obviously detailing the post-World War II rise and like the
We're out of
communist
bread.
bloc. Why did you eat the rest of it? Well, this is just awful.
that's my napkin.
Crumbs.
There's no more. How could you?
Eh,
Now I'm gonna have to wait on the bread lines again.
that sucks.
Let's get this bread.
You know.
But tis.
Yeah, you got hot sauce you could drink.
Yeah, I guess we do. We should have a soundboard with the rim shot.
You gotta wait in that line too.
Not.
Gotta wait.
All right, so what I noticed about this is I noticed that little goblin strangling what looks like to be a warrior woman, and he's
That's Lady Liberty, dude.
Lady Liberty stepping on her shield, which is England. I could only imagine it's trying to symbolize.
Oh yeah, that is. Maybe this is propaganda for England.
Yeah, because I was wondering how's that Lady. I was thinking it might have been Lady Liberty, but it obviously can't be. There's England right there.
Actually, it kind of looks like Boudica, but no, it's obviously Britannica or Britannia or something like relating.
Well,
to
she's being strangled by the goblin that socialism is in this picture.
So it's obviously trying to depict people who are socialistic.
It's
as
definitely
like,
using like personification
Yeah.
and like characters more than ours. Well, characters interacting rather.
If you notice the picture of I guess what's representing socialism has sort of pointed ears. Kind of looks like more like a bat. So I'm thinking it might, like when I was looking at it, I was thinking it might look like more like a vampire in a
Yeah,
way.
maybe.
Or like an early depiction of one. Sort of siphoning because that's I guess a critique is that it siphons wealth and prosperity from from nations, and that's what they say about it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it does actually say, I can't actually see from here, Steve, but it does say on her belt like prosperity, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
I feel
exactly.
like you couldn't get away with this in America because like it shows a woman being injured. Like back then, I don't think that was like that flew.
well,
Like it's definitely a lot more like drastic,
Yeah.
Like that's not reassuring. That's scary to look at.
I mean that the goal was to scare people.
Yeah, like it wasn't like. But when America does it, it's like the fight, whatever it is. This is just like showing you how bad it is.
Well, we're gonna see some more of that. Let's get to the next one. girls say yes, the boys say no. This is Vietnam War propaganda against the draft.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people felt like, why do I have to fight this war? This is bull.
Yeah, but it's like the thing I especially like about this one is that look what it's trying to appeal to.
Sex.
Yeah, male sexuality. It's trying to say it's basically trying to make the case that like we find you less of a man if you go to war, which is quite contrary to like the belief of of the early 21st century, especially
Yeah.
where like war was seen as like a man's
Like a manly thing to do.
Yeah.
Like you wanted war, but by then, like you just got out of World War II not too long ago. I think people were generally like, why am I going here again? I don't wanna.
like it's really interesting how as time progressed on you can
Like even like really manly men like Muhammad Ali dodged his draft.
yeah like it's really interesting how like how should I put this, how the view of war, especially in terms of propaganda, began to change as time went on. Like back during the Middle Ages, people were like peak warmongering. Like when people heard that it was time for war, they were just like,
War?
Yeah, I was like, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, but now after like we just got done fighting the war of all wars at that point. Well, still at this point.
Yeah,
Like people were like, I don't want to do this. Like people started thinking a little bit more about like the morality going to war. It's like,
And-
why am I doing this?
yeah, and it shows like nowadays.
Like it was definitely more black and white back in World War II, but like not all wars are like that.
Yeah. But it's interesting because nowadays, where you have like the least amount of people ever really signing up to like join like armed conflicts, like it really does seem like there's a genuine resistance to this sort of propaganda that tells you that you have to enlist, that you have to sort of remember the tragedies, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so next one, next piece of propaganda.
Oh boy.
I don't know. Do you understand Chinese, Mike?
No, I don't. I know people who do, and there might be people to help, but not at this moment.
How dare you? Take that off, please.
Let me check the Facebook comments while you do that.
Yeah, while he defames us. Mao Zedong's like, hey, I really like that show. Turn it up. Incredible. But no, seriously, like, let me see the whole piece. Steve,
Oh, sorry.
Get it out of here.
get it out of here. There's no new comments?
What?
There's no new comments?
Nothing questioning anything.
All right, so so I don't know if you remember this, Mike, but in communist China during the it's kind of
No, I don't remember that actually.
but you were right there with me. Now, in communist China, they had the little red book with detailing Mao Zedong's philosophy.
Yeah, I knew that was Mao. That I didn't know.
Yeah, he's got a sick haircut. Look at him.
Well, he's pointing people forward.
You see that explosion in the background? That's where he accidentally flung a bomb. He's like, whoops.
Really?
No, I don't know. But obviously, as you can see beneath, this is very good, like a piece of propaganda, by the way. Like underneath it is all of like the China's people basically, and above them is the beacon of hope, standing behind them, rallying them forward. Chairman Mao Zedong.
What is this? It would help to know what the hell the Chinese says under it.
Oh man, well maybe you should have learned Chinese before we started, Mike.
I should have.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, but no, my point is like, does it matter what it says? Like, you can obviously see what this is trying to represent.
I guess him telling them to march forward. It would help to read the Chinese.
No, Mike, no, but seriously, the reason why I didn't even provide the description is like, I mean, look at the very obvious imagery that it's trying to.
Like he's smiling. Like I can
Yeah.
see that it's obviously like the great Lord Emperor, whatever you call him,
Chairman?
Chairman.
It was communist China, Mike. Lord. It was a stateless society.
All right.
No way.
He's leading the way. Yeah.
Yeah, he's leading the way. That's what we said.
Leading the
Nothing
way
else to say about it. Moving on. So that one is.
I don't, who did that? To be honest.
That one's good. I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Maybe I was wrong about. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Moving on.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
so,
look, more languages I don't know.
but that's not the point, Mike. The point is that well,
Well, looks like he's fighting Christmas trees.
It is a little hard to see, I'll admit, but I'll explain it. Basically, that is the. It's during the Soviet. The Soviet. Poland War.
What I'm definitely noticing is that once we left the American ones, things either got gruesome or it got like using a particular person's happy-looking face to, or a person just to focus on that would lead you the way. Like I guess Uncle Sam does the same thing, but like he's not leading any armies or doing anything gruesome. He's just pointing at you.
No, I've seen some where like he's like.
No, maybe you should have posted them.
Sorry, jeez.
All right, what about this one? What is
But
going
basically,
on?
it's like he's obviously representing the Red Army, representing the communist, the USSR.
Against the Christmas trees.
No, that's actually a map of Europe.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's hard to see from here, but I can explain it. Don't worry. There's actually like little people around him, like, and they're supposed to represent the lesser powers in Europe. Like the one on the top is supposed to represent Scandinavia. The one to the right of him is supposed to represent, like, if you notice, he's actually like sort of in an aggressive stance against it. It's supposed to represent like Western, like the rest of the Western side of Europe with Poland and everything.
Ah.
Now, if you were a Soviet citizen, this would seem very encouraging, obviously, for Soviet expansion, the defense of the motherland, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I won't necessarily say it here, but you should read up a little bit more on how the Soviets treated the Polish, and especially those in the Ukraine. But moving on, we'll talk about that. Remember the Maine, our country. He's got a little lipstick on his mouth there, if you can notice, Mike.
Yeah, he's looking fresh.
Yeah, he's looking pretty.
And powdered.
Freshly powdered. He's got like a white line around the edge of his freaking hair. It's really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the point of it. But if you remember during the Spanish-American War.
No, what? I wasn't there.
You were with me in the Rough Riders, Mike. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't let you in the Navy.
With Teddy.
Yeah, with Teddy. Old Teddy Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah. Teddy Roosevelt, dude. He was cool.
But remember the Maine. Basically, the USS Maine had blown up in, I forget which harbor in Cuba. I'm pretty sure it was Cuba. But it blew up. They said that it was like a sort of Spanish mine that hit it.
Yeah.
But
wasn't that whole war, like, fought over nothing or something?
Well, the thing is that we don't actually know what the hell happened to Maine.
Mike's Mysteries.
We don't know what happened to the Maine, and they used it to justify American expansion to the Philippines, into Cuba, and Puerto Rico, and etc. Basically going against the Spanish Empire.
He looks like Bobby Hill. Hey, Dad.
I remember the Maine,
Who
Dad.
blew up the Maine, Dad?
Why are we going into the Philippines, Dad?
Who's Teddy Roosevelt, Dad? Well, son, if it was the Spanish.
Shut your mouth and get on your damn horse, Bobby. We're going rough riding.
Okay, Dad. I feel like Bobby would fall off a horse. Whoa, no.
I didn't raise no soft riding child. Get on that horse and charge.
We're
those
gonna live this
Spaniards.
strenuous life. Okay, Dad.
Boy, you better have voted for Theodore Roosevelt. I swear I did, Dad. All right.
Well, all right.
America.
Moving on.
Moving on. Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness. The sweet pill.
Makes life bitter. No, the sweet pill that makes life bitter. Adults only.
Women cry for it, men die for it.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on in this, obviously.
Looks like a comic book ad.
I think it's an ad for an adult film, I believe.
Oh.
Not like, I don't think it was like an adult film, but I believe it
Rated
is.
R for mature themes.
Yeah, exactly.
Bobby, that movie's rated R. You can't see it.
No more King of the Hill.
Chairman of the Hill. Let's get Mike Judge on the show.
No.
Anyways.
But no, back during the day, they were trying to curb the usage of cannabis under the false idea that it would cause this thing called the reefer madness, basically. And what it was is that, like, What Reefer Madness was, is it was nothing. Like, you didn't go mad from smoking weed, really.
You got the opposite of mad. You just kind of sat there.
Yeah. But look at the imagery underneath it. Drug crazed, abandoned, sweet pill. The sweet pill that makes your life bitter.
Wasn't that all because of like big lumber companies didn't want hemp being popular? Because like you could do anything with wood. You could do anything you could do with wood with hemp and it'd be cheaper.
Yeah, see, propaganda. They probably sponsored it.
Yeah, they probably did.
It's pretty nuts, isn't it? But it's total nonsense.
Yeah, I think juuling is worse.
Yeah.
They should make something called Jewel Madness.
Anybody who jewels needs to stop jeweling around.
They'll go insane.
Yo, pass me some of that jerky. Come on.
Pass me some of that jewel.
He ate my bread. Give me some jerky.
Don't give him any jerky.
I want some jerky. No, come on. I'm hungry. You took my garlic bread. Thank you.
One for me and two for me.
No. Thank you, sir.
Waiting on that jerky line was strenuous.
It really was. Oh, it's bacon.
Bobby, save our spot in the bread line.
Okay, comrade dad.
Comrade Daddy.
All right, no more King of the Hill. Even though it's fun, no more King of the Hill. But
You stole my jerk.
an interesting thing is that there's a bit of sexism in this because it was made like that whole women cry for it, men die for it was made on I believe made under the assumption. He's jeweling around over there. I'm sorry. Made on the assumption that women were like weaker willed than men.
Bobby, what's this?
Stop it! No more King of the Hill.
It's a jewel, Dad.
No. Next picture. No more King of the
I
Hill.
see you jeweling again. I'm gonna kick your ass.
No more.
Enlist.
Enlist. It's very powerful.
This is a very This is not like the other ones we've seen. It uses very cool colors.
Why do you think that is, Mike?
Bobby, get out of that water.
Oh my God! No more King of the Hill.
I don't really know what it's.
You've lost
trying
your King of the
to-
Hill privileges. I'm sorry, say again?
I don't really know what it's trying to convey.
Take a guess, if you remember, from like 9th grade social studies.
I don't know.
Definitely World War One.
Thank you. Oh, fuck.
We're just having a snack here on Tales from the Bottom of the Ocean.
I said it looks like she's in water, and Steve hands me a bottle of water.
Tales from the back of the bread line.
Wait, we need as much water as possible. This is Tales from the bottom of the. Like, I should just pour this on my head, basically.
No. But what do you think this is from?
Atlantis. I have no idea.
Enlist. We gotta fight Atlantis.
Maybe that's how
They stole our
Mike's
women.
Mysteries. What happened to Atlantis?
We fought it because of this poster. No, it was the sinking of the Lusitania.
Bobby, I hope you're not hanging out with that Atlantis girl anymore.
Oh my God! Literally, that one joke ruined this entire show. I hope you're happy, Mike.
No, I really don't get it though. I can't. You can't tell what country it's from or anything.
Mike, it was the sinking of the Lusitania. You remember the Lusitania?
No.
The German U-boats torpedoed the Lusitania, which was coming from, I believe, the Americans to Europe or vice versa, and it killed a bunch of people.
God damn it, Bobby.
Oh.
It's what
Damn it,
brought
Dale.
it's what brought America into World War II. World War One, excuse me.
I see.
Dad, there's a
World
ship.
War One?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dad, there's a ship over there. Should I torpedo it?
It had the colors like that in World War One time. Looks pretty modern.
No, this is World War One, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's trying to say
Forgotten war.
that wasn't. I definitely didn't forget World War One, but
Well, they call it that because World War II happened.
yeah.
Once World War III happens, World War II will be the Forgotten War.
Jeez, if only things were as good as World War Two. No, but
Yeah, World War II is a good war.
sip. Anyway,
Next one.
no, but obviously it's showing a dead, sunken mother and child, which did happen when the Lusitania song. People died, obviously.
All right, next one.
Yeah, next one.
Rushing you along.
Last one.
Last one.
That ain't it.
This ain't it, Chief.
That's the last one.
That was the last one?
Oh, that was? All right, I gotta do Mike's Mysteries, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, so time's for Mike's Mysteries, Mike. You got 10 minutes, basically.
I didn't prepare one. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. I did.
Fake news.
I did. God, I hope I get. I hope I live to tell it. Jeez. I just called for 10 minutes because I didn't do it. Imagine.
But
All right, for real though, it's about
Steve,
the-
I think there's a there we go.
I didn't know that was the thing.
But anyway, do you have any Facebook comments before we do that Mike's Mystery actually?
Yeah, sure. Let's take a Ganderino.
Let's take a gander, Reno.
Hi, Miguel. Word. What's up, Miguel?
Yo, Miguel, do us a solid and spread this podcast far and wide.
Yeah, you should start the
Yeah.
fan club, man.
Start propaganda for this podcast.
Other than that, there's no questions or anything. Other than, is this being recorded? And well,
Let me see that.
comment redacted.
In the it is.
Tails from the bottom.
All right, Mike, let's go.
All right, so the Georgia gate stones, dude. Is that what you call them? Gate stones? Let me look that up real
Oh
quick.
my god.
Anyway, well, yeah, let's just call them that for now. All right, so this guy, right,
Okay.
he orders that this monument be built he uses a pseudonym. I think it was R.C. Christian or something. He tries to commission this granite working company to make a monument for him. And they thought he was a lunatic, and he was like, oh, well, it's going to be really expensive. And like they gave him like a high price. Like, all right, I'll pay it. And they're like, okay. So they built it's kind of, they called it like America's Stonehenge because it looks a bit like Stonehenge.
Yeah.
It's it's like an astronomical thing. Like it will, like you can see the North Star through the center of it. Basically, it's just a bunch of like granite slabs. And also one of the other order's specifications was it has to be able to withstand a catastrophic event. And whew, my heart hurts. No, anyway. And in 12 different languages, it gives like these 10 commandments that I can't recite for you, but it's basically just saying like how you could benefit society and all that kind of stuff. It's in 12 languages.
Okay, interesting.
All right, the mystery lies in nobody knows who actually commissioned it, and nobody knows what it's even for.
It's totally built. It's in Georgia, you said?
Yeah, it's in Georgia. It's like it's like a smaller Stonehenge. It's about 19 feet tall, with these slabs that just give you 10 commandments on how to like lead a better life, like lead a better civilization.
It's pretty friggin' nuts. Nobody knows who built it.
Nobody knows who. Well, no, people know who built it. Nobody
Oh.
knows who commissioned it.
Oh, so yeah, okay.
Not only that, but there's also a time capsule under it, and one of there's like a granite stone before it shows up that says like what it is, and there's a line that says like, "Open the time capsule in," and then there's nothing there. So you can't even really do anything.
Has
about
anybody
it.
dug it up?
I don't think so. And also, not only those two things mysteries, but it's also the fact that like, why was it built? Some people think it was built for like if an apocalypse did happen, you'd go to the guide stone and see how you like lead society. Because it said things like don't have petty laws or officials, don't be like a cancer to the earth, you know, all those things like stuff about nature. It's just commandments on how to live, but nobody knows who built it and who commissioned it to be built. And
Not even a name or anything.
a pseudonym, but it even admits on the granite stone that it's a pseudonym, like sponsored by like naturalists and the pseudonym, which they also spelt the word pseudonym wrong on the tablet. It's spelled with 2 N's instead of an M.
Pseudonym.
Pseudonym.
Whatever.
It's also kind of cool because like it's really astronomically correct. Like you could, it's supposed to work like a calendar and a clock. So it uses things like the position of the stars and the sun and the moon. You know, like you could tell if sunlight's shining through the middle of it, it's like noon, stuff like that. So like they looked into the coordinates and everything to make sure. Like they did a lot of work. It was also built like in 1979. So like. That's when the Cold War was around and stuff. So like people really started thinking
That
people
it was-
really it was New World Order things, you know, and that made people think it was like Satanist stuff.
Yeah.
Because back in that day, like everything was Satanist if it wasn't like
Yeah.
D&D was considered, you know.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So like, a lot of people thought it was demon work, and the first act of vandalism of it was in 2008, where it said like God will come again, like down with Satanists, stuff like that. One of them said, "I'm Isis, the goddess of love." Like it's just
ISIS the guy.
It's just a weird thing. It's just a weird monument to be around and what it's for. Like it has a bit of mysticism because like how did he like why did he do this? He or she.
Interesting. All right, so to close this off, a little thing I want to say about propaganda. Nobody's immune to it, you know? Nobody's immune to it. And you have to be very, very wise. You have to be very, very introspective on your own beliefs because you don't actually know that whether or not if you actually really should be doing something, in my opinion, you know? Like a really common misbelief that maybe some of you still believe in is one thing that I figured out. There's like a myth that goes out there saying how like, oh, despite us paying like astronomically for the healthcare that we have really low like overall public health, and it's actually not even true. That's not true. Like the way that they measure it is they measure it based off of like lifespans, like of average lifespan in America. But the thing is that if you take out like the problem with the way that lifespans actually like are dictated or like determined is that they count things that don't have anything to do with like public health. So what they did was that they took out murders and they took out car crashes, and so what you saw is that like people we are some of the longest living people in the world, like Americans. Like in terms of cancer survival rate, I think this was taken in maybe like 2008, the study that we actually were above Japan, which is
So
like,
don't get murdered and don't drive a car.
basically do your research. Listen to Tales from Bombay because we only speak the truth.
Yeah,
Nothing
we only
but the
spit
truth.
straight facts.
We're the only true news source. Welcome to the No Spin Zone. All right. Thank you, everybody. This has been a public broadcast from Area 22 Productions. You may all go home, shut your doors, lock your blinds,
Lock your blinds.
lock in your dogs, and if you hear a knock in the night on your door, and a very heavily, do not be alarmed. It is just your. We're going down.
Oh boy.